What's going on, everybody? This is Dylan with Dylan Talks Tone, and this is your weekly gear news update. I've got a couple of things at the end of this video that I want to share, so make sure you stick around for that. But first, let's get into this week's news. Did you know that the Electro Harmonix Deluxe Memory Man has been out since 1980? Of course, it's big, right? Kind of takes up a lot of room, a little bulky. So they've put it into a nano enclosure, which is their smaller enclosure. It has longer delay times and a rate and a depth knob even now on the little nano pedal. So that's pretty cool. This is kind of a staple sort of pedal that a lot of people really like. Blackstar has just come out with their new Department 10 distortion and overdrive pedals. These are not just overdrive pedals. These are a proper 200 volt ECC 83 tube pedal. Baxandall tone circuits, effects loops, and the whole deal. This is really cool. It's got their DSP cab sim thing all in it. So this is like literally a tube amp in a stomp box of sorts, more or less. This is going to be an interesting thing. A few people have done tubes in pedals. We'll have to see how this goes. I'm interested in trying one of these. For those of you that want to sound like Jimi Hendrix or are super into Jimi Hendrix, Positive Grid has just come out with a whole effects platform for their Bias 2 and for the Spark, you know, the software and for the little hardware, the little amp, all the Jimi Hendrix sounds. Now this has been licensed and approved by the Hendrix estate, and it's got all of the effects that he used in his rig, and it's supposed to be kind of a whole breakdown of everything. Let me see the list here. The Arbiter Fuzz, the Dallas Arbiter Fuzz Face, the Univibe, Echoplex, the Axis Fuzz, and the Tone Bender, as well as the amp tones needed to do the whole thing, obviously with Big Marshall. This is gonna be pretty cool because it'll be a whole setup that you'll be able to play either as a plug-in on your computer, or if you have that Spark amp, just dial it up and there you go. Guess what? It's a gear news update, so new Harley Benton's Fusion 3 line, which is kind of their fancier, updated, modern kind of super strat kind of stuff. Sparkly finishes, single hum, roasted maple frets. Now they had some Fusion 3 stuff earlier this year, but they promised some more, and here they are. Bold new graphics, bold new colors, a couple of cool new features. There's a bunch of them to look at. If you're interested in it, check out the Harley Benton stuff. Next week, we'll probably have some more. Guild Acoustics are coming out with a Bob Marley model. I think it's their A20 Dreadnought. And it's only gonna be like $399 at the making of this video, which is pretty cool. It's just a basic Dreadnought. Looks kind of like the one that he used when he wrote all those songs. I actually got to see his hat yesterday at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It is got his little signature in the pick guard. Pretty cool. If you're super into Bob Marley, you're going to want one of these, and it's not expensive. Here's another kind of weird one from Fender. If you're really a Lexus person, like really into Lexuses, and you're also a Fender person, you might want the new collaboration between Lexus and Fender for the Custom Shop Strat. It's going to be $6,000. It's going to be this Lexus Blue. It's going to have a carbon fiber pick guard. It's going to have a polished blue Richlight fretboard, which is interesting because I don't think they've ever used Richlight in a custom shop guitar before, which I think is very cool. I love that stuff. Flame maple neck, and a bunch of other kind of wacky, space-agey, new, techie kind of appointments. You'll see it's got a little chrome logo on it. It's still a Strat, but it's very, very cool. Would you buy one of these? Do you have a Lexus? And does that make you want one? That's interesting. Also in the department of weird vendors for the week, Andertons and Chicago Music Exchange have teamed up with Fender to make a, I don't know if it's a short run, how many it is, but basically shell pink Acoustasonics. All three models, Telecaster 1, Stratocaster 1, and the Jazzmaster 1, they're pink. The end. Nothing's different. They're just shell pink. I love shell pink. I don't know. Comment below if you like these. Now, I know you might not like the Acoustasonic, but I know a lot of people do. I do. Would you buy a pink one? Now, I saw this YouTube video last week where Joe Bonamassa talks about the Lazarus Les Paul, where it was like this kind of beat up. It must have been refinished. It was really a basket case of a guitar in a bunch of pieces, and he brought it all back to life, and now it's like one of his favorite guitars. Well, now for $8.99 you can get the Epiphone version of the Lazarus Les Paul. It's basically just an Epiphone Les Paul, but of course the neck profile is going to be a little bit different. I think he said it was a little smaller than a normal 59, so it's going to be a normal like Epiphone style profile. It's going to have a flame maple veneer top on it instead of, you know, a real flame maple top, and it's cool. It's very, very cool. I think this guitar is really pretty. Everyone's a little bit different because that flame maple top obviously isn't duplicatable, so that's pretty cool. It's a really pretty guitar, and I've seen a few videos on it now. I like it. Gibson has announced a couple of guitars that are kind of near and dear to my heart. So I have an Epiphone SG Junior. The SG Special, which is 2 P90s in it, is going to be available in the Ebony Black and the Vintage Cherry, which is the same color as mine. And I really, really, really love that color. Apparently, they have not been available in that color, the Special with the 2 P90s, up to this point. So that is pretty sick. I think it's beautiful. Also, they're coming out with 2 new cases. These are going to be a plush-lined gig bag. When we say gig bag, we don't mean like the cheap one that used to come on guitars. Apparently, this thing is really nice and it's going to work really well. And a new plush hard shell case. They look sort of wacky from the outside, a little space age, but on the inside, big time protection for your Les Paul or your SG. You might want to check those out. And for some news from around here, we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. There will be a video coming out on that on our sister channel. That is going to be linked right up here. Please do me a favor and go over and subscribe to that channel, because we have a bunch of stuff over there that's sort of related to the guitar channel, but sort of not, and then a lot of stuff that's actually just totally not. But we've been getting a lot of people asking about some of this other stuff. Obviously, we live in an RV full-time. People ask questions about it all the time. So that's where you're going to find more about that. And those little cool trips, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which was amazing. It was super cool. You'll find out more about that. Also, we're going to have a live stream this Thursday night at 8 p.m. That's our normal live stream for our Q&A. However, right after that live stream on our other channel, we're going to do another live stream on our other channel. Again, a lot of people have been asking us about some of this stuff, so we figured we would share it. We'll make it easy. It's going to be on the same night, right after the other one. I think you're going to dig it. It's going to be fun. And yeah, you're going to find out about some stuff. Little off topic, but people want to know. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure you check out the links below for some of this stuff that we talked about today, as well as our t-shirts and parts of Dylan Talks Tone and all the other things, as well as the subscribe and the like button. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you in the next video.